Have you had that gut feeling that everything seems to be okay in person, but then when you talk to someone over text message, you feel that things just die very quickly? It could be a sign that your texting habits are actually keeping you single. You could be too anxious, too clingy, or you could be doing way too much too soon. If you want to find out more, don't move, stay right there, like and subscribe. Being a replier, not a sender. It's so easy to fall in the trap of being very polite and replying to everything. At the start, you seem like a kind, lovely person because you always have an answer for anything he would send. A guy, though, can get bored very quickly if he realizes that you don't really add much to the conversation. So become confident being that person that suggests the topics. Remember that texting isn't just a solid form of communication. It should be the start of the progression in how the relationship develops. So that means you can start using texting and then forwards onto video calls, voice calls, so on and so forth. If you never ever want to take things to the next level and invest into him, well, he's going to get bored way too quick. So stop replying and be the one sending the questions. For example, why haven't you asked me out on a date yet? I'm free this Friday, are you? Only sticking to text messages. Okay, so I did mention this in the previous tip. And ladies, you need to use texting as a form to arrange the dates. A lot of women seem to use texting as their only sole form of communication. And like I said just then, it gets boring after a while. Remember that when you are dating someone, you are hoping that this is going to turn into a long-term thing. So you need to sell yourself in the best way possible by communicating in many other methods, because a lot of stuff does get lost in text form. So you need to be exploring different ways to communicate: voice calls, videos, and sending images. This is going to make things much more exciting. For example, when you send a picture, instead of you saying, "Hey, I'm currently in a coffee shop with my friend," just send him a selfie of you two together. This is going to spice up that relationship because he sees you as a fun person. Plus, it actually makes him feel like he is part of that happy experience with you because of that effort you took to communicate with a picture. Sending novels. This tip ties in very well to the previous one, and that is, if you have lots to say in a text message, then why not actually send a voice note or just call the person? If you are the person that sends reams and reams of novels without breaking these messages up with paragraphs, let me tell you, it's a bit of a pain to read them. I have friends that do this and I hate it. No one wants to feel like dating you is getting access to a newspaper subscription, right? Not being you. Are you a boring Becky texter? Similar to the first post of today's video, and that is you just reply to be kind and nice. You are trying to be what you think a guy wants you to be over text instead of actually being yourself. So don't be scared to be a little sassy at times. Speak to this guy like you would a friend. This is going to get that awkwardness of getting to know someone out of the way much quicker, and it relaxes you both, and it's going to be that breath of fresh air for him and yourself. As this, well, let's face it, this is the texting identity most girls follow. Be polite, be polite, be polite for a couple of months. You want him to experience what it would be like to actually date you long term. So be your genuine long-term self. Relax. Use emojis if you feel that will help you get your emotions across too. Mind games over conversation. This is such a common mistake, and I see this with my friends a lot and tell them off for it. And that is not texting back when you really do have the time. Instead, you want to wait a couple of hours to not look desperate. Really, I get it, I know why you do it, but do guys actually think, wow, Claire was really cute, but she texted me back way too quickly? It's a pass for me. Of course not. Now, if you are always texting back straight away consistently when he sends a message, he may wonder why you have so much free time on your hands and if you are quite literally obsessed with him. But at times, you will be busy, so don't fake that you are busy. Now, just imagine how awkward it actually would be if you refuse to text a guy back for a couple of hours to stay on your high-value busy woman identity, and then you physically saw each other in person and he's like, you didn't text me. What would be your excuse then? It would just be very, very awkward. And another mind game in text conversation is when you withhold your emotions so you don't appear needy. To a guy, he's going to receive a very plain text message with no emotions, where it actually leaves him wondering if you even like him. So don't be scared to tell him that you miss him and that you wish you could speak to him later on the phone. This type of emotional text is going to progress that relationship forwards and make him realize that you are investing into him. So he needs to do the exact same and step up his game, or he needs to leave you so you can find someone much better. Repeating the same messages. Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? You can probably answer this message maybe 2 times before it gets boring, right? So mix it up a little. Maybe start off with telling him what fun things you are getting up to in the day and then ask how he is. The usual text is pretty boring where you just say, hey, how are you doing? It shows that you have no investment or any fun element about you. Now, a great example to switch this up could be, wow, I just had the most ridiculous morning. I actually spilt my cereal down my work shirt, didn't realise, went to work and everyone's been laughing at me because I literally have Cheerio stains down my blouse. But how's your day going? Now this also applies to the very last message you send the guy at the end of the day. If you constantly send the same good night message, it gets really boring. He's gonna just give up actually checking his phone when it gets to your bedtime time at night. So don't be boring, change things up regularly. The dreaded double text. Double texting is fine. If someone goes missing, that's fine. If someone is late to meeting up with you, then a double text is perfectly okay. A double text is also fine if someone has been ignoring you for a couple of days and you want that reassurance to make sure that you are both on the same page of the relationship. But what is not fine if a guy takes 4 to 5 hours to message you back, and in that time he's gone to check his phone and he's got 3 messages from you asking why he hasn't been in touch. This makes you look a little bit creepy and very clingy. No one wants to have an obsessive girlfriend. Now, it's a hard thing to grasp, I know, when you really want to get in touch with that person you like. Now, of course, what I mean to say here is if you feel the need to double text, it might be because you are trying to seek that reassurance to calm your anxiety, and you have to analyze that situation and think, okay, am I really wanting to talk to him right now and have a conversation? Or am I being needy here and I want to get some clarification on this low investment he's giving me? Under or overusing emojis. Emojis are great. They are fun for getting that emotion across. That is very hard to do via text. However, depending on your age will depict how many emojis you can use. For example, if you are relatively young in your teens, then using lots of emojis is actually harmless. However, if you get towards late 20s and 30s, using lots of emojis or an emoji in every single text, it can make you look slightly too immature, and this could be a turn-off. Not knowing when to end a conversation. You do not always need to reply to someone's text message. If you're going to reply, ha 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 ha, or okay, lol, that's actually really pointless. Instead, just don't reply at all. The other person's probably not expecting you to say anything back to that message anyway. You can come across slightly needy if you always reply to every single thing that he sends. Opening a conversation poorly. I was once dating a guy that would just send yo or hey, and that would be his effort to start a conversation. To me, I'm like, how do I even reply to that? Yo and hey, it seems very immature and it's also very low investment vibes. But women adopt the same practice. They are scared to come across needy, so they just send a very small hey and that's it. Maybe a couple of kisses. This is not enough. It may work out well for the first couple of times as you're getting to know someone and open up the floor for communication, but at least put some effort in after the second time you've done it, or just don't text him at all. Sexting to keep things interesting. Ladies, we live in a time where someone is charged for uploading sexual images of their exes on the internet without permission because this is a common act, sadly. Now, I would always suggest that you never send anyone provocative images unless you are happy for them to eventually end up online for the whole world to see. Now, sex is something that you disclose in private with someone that you trust, and it should be kept that way. Some ladies think that they aren't fancy enough, they're not interesting enough or exciting enough. So to keep him interested when the conversation dies down, she's going to send sexy images and texts. And ladies, if you are trying to attract a high-value man that's self-aware, he will not be pestering you for these images or this type of text communication. So please don't lower yourself. If a man gets upset that you haven't engaged in sexting with him, then dump him. He's not valuing you for you, and he hasn't grown enough out of his own immature type of identity just yet. Now, things are a little bit different if you guys are in a long-term stable relationship, but at the start of the dating phase, do not depend on sexting to stay interesting. There you go, ladies. I hope this video really helped. If you resonated, as usual, put your comments down below, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.